but it's a funeral.
Well, who says
For
funerals
your
have to be sad?
Dad.
Sometimes.
You could pick him some flowers on the way.
Oh, I love that idea. You know what? That sounds perfect. But I just want to.
Perfect.
I just want to be in front of you guys.
Mogar might trip over you. I wouldn't want that to happen.
No, I can keep up. I promise. I can keep up. I swear.
If Mogar's behind you, man, like, just don't look back. Or up.
No, I definitely won't do that. We're good.
Listen, someone needs to carry the last rites equipment. Would you be willing to carry this, Mrs. Nix?
The what?
You cannot.
I'm sorry.
You can't carry. You cannot efficiently be a pallbearer.
Oh.
There are some instruments that I would need you to carry.
What are they?
Something inside of your physical capabilities, I believe.
Oh, is it like a special job that I get to do?
Looking around the room. Yes. Very special.
Yes.
Like, I wish I was doing it, man. Like, I'm sort of jealous, man.
I'm helping. Yes, I will definitely take on this task.
Very good, very good.
I walk over to the casket and I kind of touch I assume it has some kind of handle on the side
Yes.
for us to carry it. And I sort of kind of pull on it a little bit just to kind of test its weight. I look at Mogar and give him like a, want to grab the other side, you know, kind of look.
Mogar just stands up, walks straight over, picks up the casket, puts it on over to his back, and so now the casket's laying there so that they can be able to hold up, you know, and I'm almost crawling like so I can be able to do this, and I'm just like Mogar ready! Mogar ready!
Oh my god, we have a fucking beast for a front line, man. I love it.
I'll get the left side, I guess, because Mogar, could you maybe just shut the casket? Just it might get heavier if rain gets in it. I don't want to carry that rain.
I can't, it's on my back. Somebody do it. Somebody do it.
We fast forward like 30 years and Mogar's like, back in my day, I was a strong barbarian, but now I have this creak in my back, and I can't remove it for the life of me.
He was an adventurer until he took a coffin to the knee.
Oh, that's so...
Yes.
All right, so I grab one
So
side of the coffin, feeling
put the other
very
one.
inadequate in the carrying of such a thing. It just seems like my hand is on there for maybe tradition, in a traditional sense. So, and I guess, what was your character's name again, Tash?
Symarra.
Symarra. I guess she's on the other side,
Yeah.
and Nyx has the special tools that we need. I think we might be ready to go.
Okay. Lily, he offers you what looks to be a small bundle of incense.
Important.
And very, very much so.
Do I light them?
Not yet, no. No. We must bury him first.
I'm gonna.
Daniel is selling it. Look at him.
Go! It's on my back. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's on my
I
back.
love how he is just sitting here with it on his back while we're like talking and shit.
Okay, all right. So
Next, don't eat the incense.
the father will equip himself
It's
with
really good.
the proper outer footwear, and then he will lead. All the way, he tolls a bell down the path to the Restlands. So let's go ahead and alter this just a bit.
As we walk outside, I sort of do a little bit of a grunt. It sounds sort of bear-like, and my bear Tima stands up. And I'm like, "Come on, Tima, we gotta go, man."
Oh.
That's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty good.
My horse
And,
is...
yeah.
Come on.
I was just gonna say, Tima again, you guys are probably seeing her for the first time now. She's quite a large bear, real shaggy hair, matted hair in a lot of places, almost looks like dreads in certain areas. You can barely see her eyes, actually, because for whatever reason, the hair is sort of shagging over them, almost like a dog would look, almost. And at me calling her, she stands up, and there's something about her that makes you guys feel at peace. That's the general vibe she should be giving off, is sort of a friendly, as opposed to menacing or, ferocious as bears normally would be.
I noticed that my pony that I didn't borrow without permission is still tied to the tree. Spooks a little bit as the bear comes by, Tima goes by, but settles down.
Nyx drops the special tools abruptly upon seeing the bear. You are just
Don't drop the incense!
Don't
Drop the
Pick up
incense!
the tools!
No! They cannot be wet!
I'm sorry, they're not wet. I promise, they're not.
This thing's heavy!
They're not wet. I swear, they're good.
It's
Come
a mile.
on, little gnome!
It's a mile walk.
Your old man voice is fucking killing me, dude. Your old man voice is so good. It's so stupid good. Okay, so Tima sort of follows behind us. We're carrying the thing, and we go on this mile trek.
Cool.
Nice.
So you start making your way to the Restlands. You hear the sounds of the bell that is being tolled from Father Burnwillow. He continues to do so. It sounds as if he's going through his own rites, like he's trying to recant everything that he must say along the way. When he sort of comes to a stop, about 20 minutes into your trip. Remember, the father is not very fast. He's aged. He's definitely in his late 70s, early 80s as a human. He's very, very venerable. He stops, and he waits. Daniel, you are unable to look, courtesy of holding this, but Tasha, Lily, and Ello, you guys can give me a perception check.
Sure.
Oh.
Nice.
How do?
Okay, so your perception is on the right-hand side of your character sheet.
I've got 4.
Okay, so you roll 1d20 plus 4.
Okay. So it's going to be 1d20 for most of the time, right?
More often than not, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Look, it's all in alphabetical order, so it should say P for perception. It's on the right-hand side of your character sheet. First page, it's under skills.
Oh dear God, I am blind.
Here you go, Lily.
Hold
No,
on.
the spit.
Yep.
Did you print out your sheet? Mine's just on
No.
the computer.
Yes. Look.
Oh my God, I'm so lost. Help.
Okay.
I suddenly go blind.
You're looking at
I've
the
been
orientation.
clearing the
Tasha, hold up your character sheet again, please.
Okay.
You're looking at the orientation of your sheet. Do you see the area right there where it says skills, Lily?
Yes. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so scroll down there until you see perception.
Perception.
Oh.
Thank you. So
Huh.
sorry.
It's no problem.
It's like
Okay,
2
I
things
got
down.
nothing, so I guess it's just a D20.
Shit, I
I would
wish.
like to use my luck roll to
Go for it.
re-roll that.
By all means, go for it. I wish I could get on the CD Projekt
Thank
Red.
you,
That would
Quail
be
Man,
hot.
in the chat. You're the #1 MVP viewer right now. Thank you for reminding me.
You got 2 of those, dude.
Yeah, use them or lose them. So I've got Symarra, Cypress is re-rolling, and Nyx. And Cypress is getting his roll now. Oh my god!
I'm using my second luck roll right now.
Jesus!
Nobody else roll.
I think if you roll another nat 1, I have to take your eyes.
Oh my god. Oh wait. Oh, wrong run.
The double nat 1 in a roll. That's
God,
that's
Oh,
rough. Okay.
nice.
Wow, okay. So everyone's going to succeed here. Everyone's going to succeed. Before, peering through the rain falling down, the lightning will flash, and you see the silhouette of a group of men blocking your path. You had to triple take, Cypress. The marijuana that you've been inducing has kind of given you a bit of a haze, so you blink several times and look around before you finally see it. Kendra says, "Go see what's ahead. I'm going to stay with my father."
Who is she speaking to?
Anyone at this point. She's speaking openly.
Okay, bye, nice
I,
lady.
I actually kind of make a sound towards Nyx, like kind of like just get her attention, and then I look over to Tima, and I do like a little kind of a guttural sound, like you know, and Tima walks ahead. Yeah, kind of walks ahead of us to kind of check it out.
Sure. Tima begins to waddle. She's very slow to move at first, but then she starts building up a little bit of momentum, and it carries her forward. Your connection to your animal companion, can you feel what she feels?
Oh, we are very much animal empathy. I mean,
Okay,
we are connected very deeply.
sure. Then you feel threatened. You get the sense that Tima feels threatened.
Interesting. At this, I sort of perk up and try to pay more attention and sort of peer and see what it is that is giving her this distress.
When the lightning flashes again, you see the men sort of disperse from their small huddle, and you realize that it's quite a few. It's actually a dozen men, and they all seem to be brandishing what looks to be mostly farm equipment. Some of them have rakes, a few of them have sickles, one of them has a scythe.
Guys, there's some dudes. Does anyone know who they are? Oh.
What do you guys see? The stakes heavy.
Kendra
Hey, man,
leans in real low.
yeah.
Please, Mogar, Sir Mogar, please do not drop my father.
Yes.
Oh,
He must-
Mogar's got it.
He
He's
must
gonna
not touch
drop
the
it.
ground.
Have you got it, Mogar? Are you good? Can I let go?
Go! I can do this! Do what you must!
I let go and I sort of start to walk up next to Tima's side and put my hand on her to kind of assure her, you know, like, hey, I'm here to your left, you know,
Sure.
basically. And she sort of looks back at me and then sort of kind of gets in a more aggressive stance and seems to snarl a little bit ahead of her and make some noises which I identify as, aggressive behavior.
Sure, yeah. At this point, Kendra will be joining you. The father will take his time, also moving along. Will you be joined by Nyx and Symarra?
I will join you, and we'll see if we can see what they're about. See why they're here.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll definitely go.
Okay. When you all arrive, you notice that Tima is doing everything in her power to appear very offensive, very Mother Bear stance. And it looks almost as if Cypress has kind of let loose of that very relaxed, aloof life, and he is also standing somewhat defensively. Before you, there are 12 men. They are dressed like farmhands, but they have weapons that can most assuredly maim, if not kill, a person if used the correct way. When you glance back, Mogar is in a squat, gaunt position that has basically levied this across his entire back. If someone were to come up and just peg at his knee, it would probably buckle, maybe crack it, doing some lasting injury, and he would drop this casket.
Can I use diplomacy on the farmers to make them move out of the path?
You can try, but you don't really know their intentions yet. You
Yeah.
can tell that they're in the way.
Okay.
Kendra chimes up. She sees one man in particular in the center of the pack. Through the rain, she yells out, "Gib! Gib, I know that's you!
The sheriff.
Dun, dun, dun.
What are
That's
you
the
doing?"
sheriff.
Man steps forward, lowering his cowl. And you see an individual who is a little bit older. He's got very much so like a retired soldier's look about him. On his person, he has a long sword, dressed at the hilt, belt line and ready. He steps forward and says, "I think that's far enough. Look, we've been talking, And we don't want no Lorimor buried in the Restlands. Look, you can take him upriver and bury him there if you want, but he ain't going in the ground here. Kendra is swift to respond, her sadness swiftly transforming into anger. What are you talking about, Gib? I arranged this with Father Grimborough. He's waiting for us. The grave's already been... You don't get it, woman. We don't have a necromancer buried in the same place as our kin. I suggest that you move out while you still can, because the folks of Ravengrow are pretty upset about this right now. Necromancy? Are you really that ignorant? When she says that, she steps forward, and you notice that he positions himself to where his hand is on the hilt of his weapon.
Let's just take a step back, guys. We all know the professor wasn't a necromancer. We all know that. He did research.
Nix chimes in and asserts herself in front of everybody. You have no right to say that he does not belong in this burial ground. How do you even know he was a necromancer, huh? Do you have, like, any sort of evidence that would lead you to this?
One of the older men alongside him step up. I've seen the things that he's rented from the library. We know. We pay attention in Ravengrow. And we see that there's some shady dealings with the Lorimors. We know better and we protect our own.
Knowledge is power. Haven't you ever heard of that, Jummy?
I know that you rent smut, but did we tell your wife that?
Yeah, everybody reads smut. It's wonderful.
I mean, we could go tell Sarah. I just made up a name. We could just tell Sarah about all the borrowing of books that you've had.
Who the hell is Sarah?
You know who Sarah is.
I would like to do another bluff.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay, all right, let's see it. So part of making a skill check is this. Half of it is rolling and succeeding. The other half is performing. If you roll a natural 20 and you're like, yeah, some aliens did it, it's just not going to work. Like, it's not going to fly. You have to convince me.
Okay.
So convince me.
All right, so it's D20 plus my whatever my number is on the chart, right?
Yes, for bluff.
Like that.
That's really good. Let's
Yeah,
hear your
boy.
bluff. Lie to me.
You know who Sarah is. Don't try to sit here and lie. We all know who your wife is, Sheriff. Or should I say, your not real wife? You know, that woman that you've kind of been seeing, you know, out behind the back of the tavern. Yeah, you think people don't notice? We all know. We all know who Sarah is.
So you can't lie to him about it because he knows that he's not sleeping with anyone named Sarah.
How does he know that?
I mean,
Because
it
it's
could be
his
the group
penis.
because
It's
it
like,
could
it's
be the
his
group.
dick,
It's changing
He
their
could have been
perception.
ensorcelled.
So here's the thing.
Sleeping with Sarah and not know it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what if it was like mind control? I'm sorry, I'm like really breaking.
No,
Controlling the rest of the group to
Yeah.
doubt his.
That's the thing, actually, is he
we could
knows,
say like the professor told.
He knows that he's not been sleeping with someone named Sarah, but one of the regulars, one of the farmers, they kind of look at him, and you see doubt.
Mhm.
Like, it changes from this, like, this utmost amount of hate and disgust. And then there's confusion for a moment, and then it turns to doubt. And then another seems to look at him, and he's like, I'm not sleeping with anyone named Sarah. I'm a devout man. I am loyal to my wife. You may be able to shake these boys, but you will not shake me. And no necromancer will be in the Restlands. So help me by the 9.
Okay, at this point, I step forward and I say, hey, man, let's, like the lady said, gesturing over to, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to get used to it, Symarra?
Yeah, just say whatever.
Okay, Symarra, and I say, man, maybe we should all take a step back, man. Like, it's a pretty heavy time for a lot of people right now, and I know of the atrocities that you all have faced, and I admire very much your tenacity of the people.
The people are scared.
Stavla.
Cypress, hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
If I could just finish for a second, man, like, just let me finish.
It just takes so damn long.
Ustalav, man, is a tough place. It's got some tough characters, man. I've traveled these lands before, and I admire you. And this is what I'd say, man. Like, let's not make it any worse tonight than the suffering we already face in this land. So here's what I'm gonna put to you, man, and I don't even know if this is okay, but what if we burn the body, man, instead of burying it in the ground? Like, would that be a good compromise for you, man?
That's something that I can back. I can support that. I can support that completely. Oh, it is. It is raining.
Okay. We've got, magical fire, which will burn in the rain. And I think it's a smart thing to do because, man, like, I get it, man. I said the same thing before we went out here. It's a weird time, and we don't want anybody resurrected from the graves.
Kendra walks up to you immediately, and she kind of keeps it muffled so they can't hear over the sounds of the thunder. That's not what was agreed upon. You are to bury my father.
We're gonna be burying a lot more than that, ma'am, if we don't tread carefully.
Please, do not do this. You have no reason to believe that my father was in cahoots with necromancy. This is blasphemous. They can attest to his character.
Yes. Can we put him at rest finally in the whatlands? In the restlands.
Yes.
Correct. The aptly named restlands. We can stand vigil with his grave if that will put some of your fears to rest during the night. Can I use a diplomacy roll?
Yeah, certainly.
So roll. D1.
The comedy of the situation is that Mogar, while this is all going on and I'm being long-winded, is literally sitting there by himself holding up that fucking casket.
I'm there with the father too, don't forget.
And I'm taking forever to talk.
Remember, Tosh, you still have 2 rerolls.
I do. I'll use a reroll.
Okay, all right. Remember, you're stuck with whatever you roll, even if you reroll twice.
19, that's a bit better.
That's much better.
Let us put him to rest. I personally will stand vigil at his grave throughout the night, if that will put you at ease. If you read the texts of necromancy, you'll know that it can only happen a certain amount of time. So if we are there, you can stand with us, and we can discuss perhaps the clues and the facts of his case at the same time. Is that something we could do, Sheriff Gibb? I know that you're a very busy man, but we would like to help assuage some of these fears.
He turns for a moment and puts his back to the lot of you. It seems as if he's consorting with the people that he's traveled with. After a few moments pass, he turns.
Fine. For the night, you'll stay with him. If that body rises from the ground, you torch it. And if you do not, we'll be back, and we will raise far more than just a few dead bodies. We'll add to the lot, and yours may just be on top.
Thank you for agreeing with us, Sheriff Gill. I appreciate your dedication to the town.
Well, like, man, I don't see how that helps the problem, man, but, like, sure, all right.
The farmers grab their tools, and they begin to disperse. They walk in a wide berth away from the road, so as to not be in the vicinity of, quote-unquote, an emissary of necromancy. They don't want to catch the necromancy. They think it's like a disease.
I'm heading back to the coffin to help Mogar.
Okay, at this point, when you return, Mogar's ashen skin is now a tinge of red, as his blood vessels seem to be, corded up around his body. He looks like he's in the middle of busting, the most intense grumpy poo of his life.
Jesus!
Mogar, You doing all right there, buddy? I've
Come
got
on! I've
one
been waiting here forever!
I grab one side and try to lift it as best I can to alleviate the weight upon his shoulders.
Sure. Any assistance at this point
We'll both help you.
will allow him to breathe, right? It's no longer surging around his diaphragm and constricting the amount of breathing that he's got.
Okay.
So, you make your way into the Restlands.
So nice.
Large steel gates stand open, waiting. Upon your arrival, you'll note that there are two men that seem to be finishing the dig itself. They shovel to remove any remaining dirt from the shallow grave. Father Grimborough stops. He allows you to step over to the side. At this point, you will need to lower the grave, or lower the coffin into the grave itself.
The whole grave.
Yes, the
Mogar
whole
just
grave.
literally takes it off his back and then grabs one of the rails so that, he catches it still in midair because he bumps it off his back and then carries it with you guys.
Ugh.
Okay,
Down he
we
goes.
lower it into the grave.
sure. Good.
Kind of straighten it up a little bit. Is it wonky there?
No, it's totally fine. You guys are
Okay.
able to lower this into the grave accurately. It's probably no more so than 5 feet down. Remember, in this time, they didn't have the same kind of measures that we use today in burying our dead. I'm sure they may put them into caskets, but the depth was significantly different. As this is happening, Father Grimborough begins giving a shortened sermon. He expresses the reasons that we've gathered, and the gravediggers stand by waiting. Despite the rain, Kendra fights back tears. She begins to briefly recount some of the better times with her father, about his courage, his selflessness. She bows before she thanks each of you for doing a huge service to Ravengrow and to the Loremoors. She sees fit that you guys return.
Well, hold on. Can Cypress do a druidic prayer?
By all means, please do.
Cypress steps forward and clears his throat. Deep peace to you. Deep peace of the running wave to you, man. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you, man. And deep peace of the shining stars to you. Grant, O great spirit. O great Gosray, grant one's thine protection, and in protection strength, man, and in strength understanding, and in understanding knowledge, and in knowledge the knowledge of justice, man, and in the knowledge of justice the love of it, and in the love and the love of all existences, and in the love of all existences the love of great Gosray, of the earth, and all of its goodness, man. And a tear falls from his eye on his cheek, and he takes a bit of the dirt from the earth and tosses it onto the gravesite.
Well said.
What do I do with the incense?
You say a prayer, and you light the incense, placing them on top of the grave.
I'm not, I'm not that great with words, particularly in these.
Find the patience and the capability. There's a man that lies dead here.
Should I do that now?
Yeah, this is your time.
Oh, okay. Dad, you were the best dad ever. You had taken me under your wing and have taught me many things about the land that I was just so foolish about beforehand. You have helped me not escape dungeons, because that was my own doing, and I'm proud of that, but you have helped me understand those around me and survive in a way